Hi everyone, I'm Cuillette. I'm a native of New Orleans. I'm number 12 of 13 children, author of the recently published cookbook, Classic Creole, a celebration of food and family. And this is Family Classics. Family Classics is a celebration of the stories, culture, and traditions of your family. Join me as we delight in the laughter and enjoy great food. As we say in New Orleans, laissez les bon temps rouler. Welcome everyone. Today on Family Classics, we're going to make shrimp and crab meat pie, or seafood pie. Let's get started here. Let's chop an onion. Now we're not going to cut it too fine because it's going to cook in the pan. So we'll put our onions in. So that's kind of getting started here. Looks good. And then our green peppers. And again, green peppers, I think, give this dish color, but it also gives this dish very, very good flavor. Wonderful flavor with green peppers. And we're going to take a couple cloves of garlic. Again, not too thin, and garlic, has a wonderful flavor. Garlic, onions, green pepper, the holy trinity in New Orleans. So many dishes consist of garlic, onions, and green peppers. So we're going to take the Gulf shrimp, and what we're going to do is we're going to just chop them a little bit. Not too fine, but you don't want to put them in whole. So we'll chop them just a little bit because you're going to saute these in with the butter and the vegetables. So then we have our crab meat. Now, as I mentioned, claw crab meat, really sweet. So we'll put the crab meat in here, let that cook a bit. And again, you can see the shrimp are nice and pink. They look wonderful. They're cooking in the butter with all the vegetables. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our can of cream of mushroom soup. And this is really going to help thicken the shrimp and the crab meat. And again, it gives it wonderful flavor. Now let's add this is mild cheddar cheese. So we'll put some mild cheddar cheese in here. And again, the cheese, I think it makes this dish really rich. But the cheese is going to melt right in with all the other ingredients. And then we're going to add some breadcrumbs. That's also going to help thick up this dish. And then, of course, you cannot have any New Orleans food without Creole seasoning. And this is the best, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. So we're going to put some Creole seasoning. Gives it wonderful flavor. And if you like it spicy, just add more Creole seasoning. And then you have to have pepper. Black pepper, ground black pepper, and just a pinch of salt. Not too much salt because the Creole seasoning really does have a lot of salt. So as you can see, it's all done. It's all thickened up. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a pastry shell. So because it's like a quiche. So we're going to roll out some dough and put this in a pastry shell and finish it off. And then we can have some shrimp and crab meat pie. So what we're going to do is let this cool for a bit. So we'll let this cool. So then what we're going to do now, we're going to roll out a little pastry dough into this little quiche pan. So all I have here is just a regular pastry dough. I just made a little bit of pastry dough. So you just want to roll this out, and we're going to put it down in the bottom of the pan here. And then we're going to pour the ingredients off and top it with a little bit of cheddar cheese. So here's our pan. So we're going to just go ahead and put this in. Make sure it fits around here. I like to just bake it just briefly. So I will bake it in the oven about 400 degrees for just about 10 minutes. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back and we'll assemble everything. So it's just brown just at the bottom, just brown around the edges. So I have to take a taste to make sure everything's cooked properly. So, delicious. Just enough spices, hit you right in the back of your throat there. Tastes delicious. Let's pour this in the pastry shell. Oh, it just smells delicious. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top this with just a little bit of cheddar cheese. So let's put a little bit of cheddar cheese on top here. And the cheddar cheese is going to melt right on top, and it's going to give it a nice little crust right on the top. Just delicious. So we're gonna put a little bit of cheddar cheese, and then we're gonna put it back in the oven, and we're gonna let it cook for about 10 minutes, just enough for the cheddar cheese to melt on top, and it's gonna be golden and delicious, and then we'll be ready to eat. So I just took this out of the oven, 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. It's golden, the cheese has melted, it looks delicious. This is my family classic. This is Cuillette, les bons temps roués.